Well, with all the focus recently on the outrageous and irresponsible behaviour of many of our parliamentarians, bullying and what it actually means to bully has come sharply into focus. But are we overusing the word and failing to understand generational changes in its use? Joining me now is psychiatrist Tanveer Ahmed. Tanveer, thank you very much for coming in. We just like bullies. We want something done about it. They can be hurtful. But has there been a dilution of the meaning, especially with the younger generation?
Yeah, I think so. Look, I assess claims in the workplace, and what I notice is bullying has a specific meaning, Chris. It's meant to be repeated, intentional harm, and what you're trying to do is really take away someone's dignity and their sort of autonomy in the workplace. Now, it can happen physically, verbal, or it can happen by exclusion or gossip. So there's a whole range of areas. What's changed in the last decade or so, and it reflects a broader cultural shift, is that we're super sensitive to psychological harm, and we place the subjective experience at a much higher level.
So give us examples of the way that plays out. So examples that are not bullying, but are deemed to be bullying by the alleged victim.
Absolutely. So I think what you often see could be legitimate clashes about values of an organisation. So it could be the organisational direction, you're having an argument about it, and somebody loses out in the argument, and then they feel,
They take it personally.
Exactly. Could be arguments about performance, right? Could be, sometimes people bring out a performance management thing and then they feel attacked, they feel like their performance was fine. So what's an industrial issue? That grievance doesn't get aired that way, it comes out as a psychological claim.
But you're talking about bullying, surely, the true bullying, to be intentional, to be very hurtful, and to be consistent.
And it's objective. There has to be an objective measure. But what's happening now is often it's perceptions. Another thing, we have such diverse workplaces. You make one comment, right? It'll be perceived 10 different ways. So often it's misinterpretations as well. But I do think there's a broader shift. I think what dominance, status, hierarchy, you put a group of people, those games will play out, right? And we learned that in the schoolyard, and the term bullying first began in the schoolyard, or it got applied to the schoolyard half a century ago, right? So now we use the term much more broadly.
Right.
But now I think the way dominance, status, hierarchy is played out, it is probably true that it had a very male way of playing out historically. So now we have all these diverse groups, even these reports, it was a big focus on LGBT or women. So I think part of it is the traditional male ways of playing out the games of dominance, status, hierarchy are a little bit on the nose. And different groups, that we all play those games, right? For example, women are much more likely to do what's called relational aggression, which will be gossip or exclusion, that kind of stuff.